Good morning, students. Welcome to the digital classroom with Holy Heart Schools. Today we are going to start with our chapter Earth as a Planet. In this chapter, we will be learning about the universe, about the solar system, about how Earth is a unique planet, about the shape of the Earth, and how Earth is the home of humankind. While going through these topics, we will be learning some new words like number 1, universe. Universe is the totality of everything that exists in space. Number 2, galaxy. It is a cluster of stars in the sky. Number 3, solar system. Solar system means the sun along with its family of 8 planets together with smaller bodies in the form of asteroids, meteors and comets. Number 5, planets. Planets are the celestial body moving in an elliptical orbit around the sun. Next we have number 6, satellites. A satellite is a celestial body revolving around the planet. Number 7, asteroids. A small rocky body orbiting the sun. Number 8, meteors. These are the shooting stars. Number 9, orbit. Orbit is an elliptical path along which planets move around the sun. Number 10, inner planets. Planets whose orbit lie within the asteroid belt, that is Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars. Number 11, outer planets. Outer planets are those whose orbit lie outside the asteroid belt, that is Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. Number 12, atmosphere. The envelope of gases surrounding the Earth. Number 13, hydrological cycle. The process that involves the continuous circulation of water in the Earth's atmosphere system. In it, water is transferred between the land surface, the ocean and the atmosphere. And then last we have ozone layer. A layer in the Earth's atmosphere at an altitude of 10 km containing high concentration of ozone, which absorbs the most of the ultraviolet radiations reaching the Earth from the sun. In a simple language, if we define ozone layer, it is a layer that protects the Earth from the harmful ultraviolet rays coming from the sun. So now students, let's start with our chapter today. Before starting up with the chapter, let's have a brief about today's topic. So let's start with universe. This is how our universe looks when we look into the space. We know that Earth is a planet and there are so many planets and stars that together form a galaxy. And those galaxies together form the universe. So basically one can say that universe is the totality of everything that exists in space. Now the next question arises about the existence of universe. For that, a theory has been given by the Belgian cosmologist Sir Georges Lemaitre. He named it a Big Bang theory. This theory states that nearly 13.7 billion years ago, there was a massive explosion of an extremely hot bubble that was thousands of times smaller than a pinhead. After that explosion, the universe that we know came into existence, and all that happened in a fraction of seconds. So let's start with the reading of the topic today. We use the term universe for everything that exists in space. Most of the scientists believe that origin of the universe was due to Big Bang, which is occurred about 20 billion years ago. This I have already told, and this theory was given by Georges Lemaitre. The universe has countless number of galaxies. The cluster of stars in the sky is called galaxy. Each galaxy in the universe has billion of stars, and our solar system belongs to one of these galaxies known as Milky Way or Akash Ganga. Our sun is a star. Now what is star? Star is a celestial body which emits its own light, like sun. And we can see about 6,000 stars from the earth at a time. They all belong to a galaxy called Milky Way galaxy or Akash Ganga. Now next we are starting up with the solar system. Solar system consists of star, which is sun, and the 8 planets. The name of the planets right from the nearest to the farthest one are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. They all revolve around the sun in an elliptical manner. There are not only these planets in our solar system, along with them there are many celestial bodies which cannot be counted as planets, but they are present in the solar system like satellites, asteroids, meteors, comets. So many celestial bodies are present between and around these planets. Pluto is now not regarded as a planet, it is demoted as a dwarf planet. So now there are only 8 planets with the Jupiter as the largest one and Mercury as the smallest one. The first 4 planets can be classified as a terrestrial as they are made up of solid mass, and other are gaseous or Jovian planets because they are made up of gases. There is a big cluster of gas which has now become a planet. Now if we talk about Earth, Earth is at perfect distance from the Sun for life to thrive. This distance is called Goldilocks zone. It is a perfect distance where life sustains. So let's start with the reading of the topic. The stars are huge in size. What are stars? The celestial bodies that emit their own light and are made up of very hot gases. They look very small as they are very far away from us, because the things which are very far away from us look smaller. The sun looks comparatively bigger as it is very close to the earth. The sun has a family which is called a solar system. As we have already discussed, it consists of 8 planets, satellites, asteroids, comets and meteors. The main members of the solar family are planets, satellites. Now satellites are also known as moon. They revolve around the planets. Asteroids are the minor planets and they revolve around the sun in a fixed orbit. It is mostly found between Jupiter and Mars. Next we have comets. Comets are basically small bodies that revolve around the sun. They are very far away from the sun. Next we have meteors. Meteors are the shooting stars. All the members of the solar family stay together due to the strong pull of the sun's gravity. Gravity means force that attracts a body. Next we have the sun as a star. The sun is the main source of energy on the earth. The optimum distance between earth and the sun helps to sustain life on the earth. So let's start. The sun is the largest member of the solar system and is a huge ball of very hot gases, mainly composed of helium and hydrogen. The diameter of sun is about 1,392,000 kilometers, which is 109 times greater than that of earth. It means many earth can be compiled in one sun. The sun is about 1.3 million times bigger than that of the earth. It is located at an average distance of about 148 million kilometers from the earth, which is a perfect distance for a life to thrive. It is the main source of heat and light for all the forms of life on earth. The light from the sun, traveling at a speed of 3 lakh km per second, just takes only about 8 minutes and 20 seconds to reach the surface of the earth. Next we have planets. Planets are the celestial bodies that revolve around the sun. They are the important members of our solar system. There are 8 planets in our solar system. In order of their distance from the sun, these are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. All the planets rotate on their own axis, and this is known as rotation, and also revolve around the sun from west to east in the anti-clockwise direction. The path of the revolution around the sun is fixed and it is called orbit. Orbit can also be defined as elliptical path on which the celestial bodies revolve around the sun. All the planets except Mercury and Venus have satellites, also called moon. Like Earth is having 1, Jupiter is having near about 73. Now the numbers are increasing day by day. And Neptune is having 69 moons. The planets do not have their own light but reflect the light of the sun. The planets in the solar system are generally placed in the following 2 groups. This we have also discussed earlier, but we will be doing it again. Number 1, the inner planets including Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars. These are also called terrestrial planets as their structure is similar to that of Earth. It means they are made up of solid mass. They have hard rocks like on Earth we have, and the outer planets are the basically gaseous planets. This includes Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. They are also called Jovian planets as their structure is similar to that of Jupiter and they are of gaseous origin. Now next we have Earth, a unique planet. Unique means one of its own kind. Now let's see what makes Earth a unique planet. It is a medium-sized planet, a bit larger than Venus. It is the only planet with liquid water in our solar system. It has one moon. It is the only planet with the intelligent life in our solar system. Along with that, there are many other features that make it a unique. Like the Earth is located at an optimum distance from the Sun, hence it is neither too hot nor too cold. The Earth has an average temperature of 17 degrees Celsius, which is suitable to sustain all forms of life. The Earth has an atmosphere which is made up of gases like oxygen, nitrogen and carbon dioxide. While the ozone layer prevents the harmful rays of the sun from entering into the Earth, carbon dioxide traps the sun heat, keeping the planet warm. The Earth has a water which is essential for the survival of all living beings. So let's start with the reading. In the solar system, Earth is the third planet from the Sun. It is the fifth largest planet and is called a living planet. Earth is the home of humankind. Earth is the only planet in the solar system which is known to have a life. This is due to the presence of land, water and air on it. The Earth is a unique planet and the uniqueness is due to the following reasons. Number 1. The Earth lies between Venus and Mars. The Earth is located at an average distance of about 148 million kilometers from the Sun. It is considered as an optimum location for the solar system. Planets which are too near to the Sun experience very high temperature and which are very far away have extremely cold temperature. But Earth is having an optimum distance from the Sun, so it is neither too hot nor too cold, which helps in sustaining the life on the Earth. Next we have temperature. All the planets revolve around the Sun at a different distance from the Sun. The farthest the planet is, the colder it will be. If you can see this chart, the planets which are very near to the Sun have extremely high temperature of about 150 to 450 degrees Celsius, and which are farthest, they are having extremely cold temperature. But Earth is at an optimum distance from the Sun, so it is neither too hot nor too cold. So let's read. The average temperature on the side which is facing the Sun is about 17 degrees Celsius. In comparison, the day temperature of Mercury is as high as 400 degrees Celsius, and on Mars it ranges between 20 degrees Celsius and minus 40 degrees Celsius. Even a minor change in the distance of the Earth from the Sun would have made it either too cold or too cold for the survival of living beings. Next we have life on Earth. Earth is the only planet in the solar system which is known to have life. This is due to the presence of land, water and air on it. The solar energy from the Sun keep these three domains together and help in sustaining the life on Earth. So now let's read. Life exists on Earth due to the presence of land, water and air. These three domains represent three states in which the matter can exist: solid, land form, in the form of rocks, liquid, water bodies and in the form of gas, atmosphere. The narrow zone of contact between land, water and air has condition where all forms of life exist, and this is known as biosphere. Next we have favorable conditions. The Earth has a favorable conditions for living of all organisms. This is all because of the right amount of the heat that Earth receives from the Sun. If it increases or decreases, the life would become impossible on the Earth. So let's read. The Earth has a favorable environment, and favorable means suitable environment, which is due to the favorable living conditions. The Earth has a optimum conditions. Optimum means adequate amount of conditions for the origin, growth and survival of various life forms. If the heat energy received from the Sun, insolation increases or decreases about 10%, then a very large part of Earth would become unsuitable for living organisms. Insolation is the amount of heat that Earth receives from the sun. The process of insolation and terrestrial radiation. Insolation means amount of heat received by the Earth, and terrestrial radiation means the amount of heat emitted back by the Earth's surface, help in maintaining the balance between the temperature of day and night. So let's read. Due to the rotation of the Earth around its axis, the part of the Earth facing the sun constantly gains heat due to the insolation, because it is on the front of sun, so it is receiving the direct rays of the sun, and the part of the Earth that is away from the sun constantly loses heat due to the terrestrial radiation towards the outer atmosphere, as we have seen in the image just now. This helps in keeping the extreme of the temperature. It means it does not allow the temperature to go very high or to go very low within the tolerable limits. Now next, the most important point, the presence of water, that make it a very unique. The presence of water is a unique feature of our planet. The area under the land and the water surface is about 29% and 71% is covered with water. This is the reason that our Earth is also known as a blue planet. Water is found in ocean, seas, gulf, bays, lake, rivers, etc. Oceans are the huge water bodies. Seas, huge water body smaller than an ocean. Gulf, an inlet water body surrounded by land on three sides. Example, Gulf of Cambodge. Next we have bays. These are the water bodies surrounded by land on three sides. For example, Bay of Bengal. Lake, a deep depression filled with water. Water is continuously moving from Earth's surface into the atmosphere and back again into the Earth's surface through a hydrological cycle. This cycle we are studying right from our third standard. This is also known as water cycle. Water cycle can be described as a continuous movement of water on, above and below the surface of the Earth. This maintains the continuous flow of water on the Earth. The presence of adequate amount of water on the Earth provides ideal means suitable conditions for the origin, growth and development of various life forms, because we all know that without water life cannot exist. Next we have atmosphere. We also know that without air, without breathing, we cannot live. So the atmosphere is the most important element that help the life to sustain. The atmosphere basically composed of nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide and many other gases. Nitrogen has the highest concentration among all the gases and oxygen is on number 2. So let's read. The presence of atmosphere around the Earth has made it a unique planet. Atmosphere means envelope of gases around the Earth. The main gases present in the atmosphere are nitrogen 78% and oxygen 21%. The lower layer of atmosphere have adequate amount of oxygen, which is very necessary for breathing. Without oxygen we cannot survive, which is needed for the breathing by human beings and other living organisms. Nitrogen and carbon dioxide are needed by plants for their growth. We know that human beings need oxygen to live and plants breathe in carbon dioxide. Thus the presence of atmosphere around the Earth has made life possible on Earth. Next we have ozone layer. Ozone layer is a layer that protects Earth from the ultraviolet rays coming from the sun. It absorbs them and doesn't allow the Earth's temperature to go extremely high. So let's read. The atmosphere also acts as a shield and protects the planet from the harmful ultraviolet rays coming from the sun. These rays are not able to reach the Earth's surface due to the presence of ozone layer. It is present around the Earth. The atmosphere also absorbs the radiation from the Earth's surface. This helps in keeping the Earth comparatively warmer during the night time and also during the winter season. Due to increase in the greenhouse gases, there is a black hole now in the ozone layer, which is increasing the temperature of the Earth. So students, this was our topic for the day. Please revise the topic and try to do the related question answers. Thank you.